All right. Good morning, Keller Williams. Hey guys, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. My computer has been real slow for me. Today I want to talk about Twilio, but I more or less want to talk about value add. And this comes about from a conversation I recently had on a mastermind. And someone asked me the question, what does it take for you to click on a link? What does it take to convince you to click on something that's texted to you? And so, as we're having this conversation around Twilio and texting, we have to ask the question, are we giving enough value to get someone to justify clicking? And I'm a pretty, I would say I'm pretty paranoid person when it comes to links. And I would actually advise pretty much everybody in the real estate industry to not click on any link texted to you. But then we have to ask the question of how do we give value back to those people that we are text messaging and that we might be mass communicating with. And so specifically, I have this idea and I'm working through it of how do I contact people that click on an open house ad? We have names, phone numbers, emails, and then nobody shows up to an open house. How do I reinvigorate? How do I reignite those leads and get them interested back in that property? Because as a listing agent, my job and goal is to sell that property. So what do we do? And do we have the tools to be successful? And I would argue, yes, we do. The beautiful part about Keller Williams, one of the things we've talked about in the past, and maybe we haven't spent enough time on it, is we are a Google partner. And because we are a Google partner, we have unlimited drive space. We have a YouTube. You have a YouTube channel. You just got to go set it up. It's free. We've got WeBrand within Command. We've got different ways to communicate and create media. How do we give this to someone and try to reignite and reinvigorate those leads or even contacts? There may be people that we just need to send something to. And then I had this secondary thought. If I took my database and had them tagged out by neighborhoods, I know a lot of us are really fighting to get those listings right now. What if we farmed through Twilio texting? What if we took that neighborhood, sorted by that tag, and sent them a flyer or maybe even a video? Because as many of you know, I believe video is king, and I know it to be true. So what can we do to get to that point? And what can we do to get someone to click, to give us their information, or, well, they've already given us information, excuse me. How do we get them to engage? And so I want to talk about that with the Twilio texting just for a couple of minutes. We're not going to go too crazy here, but I want to also talk about those tools that I just mentioned, the WeBrand, the YouTube, the Google Drive, all the different pieces that we already have. Maybe we just don't know how to use it. And maybe we need to have some more one-on-one conversations around this is YouTube, this is how you upload. But today, let's take a step back and talk about how to utilize those pieces. So I'm going to jump in here and we're going to work with one of our test consumers. This is actually my phone number, but I test everything with this one. But I want to talk about the pieces first. And so let's talk about what we send. So I'm a big video guy, and I want to send a video to the people that didn't come to that open house, but they all clicked on that ad. They all gave me their phone numbers. I've already checked them. They're all legitimate phone numbers. What can I give them to reinvigorate interest in the property? And so I was just thinking a video, man. This came about from a challenge I had last year where I challenged some of our agents to literally just pick up the phone, shoot a video message of themselves personally talking to that client that does not answer the phone, and then text it. Because we all have those clients that simply just don't want to answer a phone call. But if you send a personalized video message, I bet you're going to get a couple of them that engage and start coming back because you took the time. It's not hard. We all know how to do it. You just got to take the video and go. But how do we do this at a bit of a larger scale? So we can do this through Twilio, 100%. We just need to get the video somewhere where it can be shared. Now, I know someone's going to ask, well, couldn't you just text it, MMS? Well, you can, except if we text through Twilio, we are limited to a 5 megabyte limit. So what does that mean? That means that let me make it bigger for you. The files we're sending can't be larger than 5 megabytes. Well, let me tell you, even a 30-second video is going to be 45, 50, 60 megabytes. So this nixes video pretty quick. It does work really well though for flyers and for images. So let's start there, and then we'll work our way up to the more complicated video. So here's our scenario. We want to send a flyer to the people that didn't make it to the open house, but clicked on the ad for the open house. So we go into WeBrand. This is in our designs. All I did was click on designs. I'm just skipping that step by having it open. And I've opened the flyer. This is literally the flyer that we printed. This is the flyer we printed and handed out. It's got the date on it. I'm not going to change any of that because I want them to know that, hey, we understand that you missed it, but at the same time, we want you to have the information that we gave out at that open house. So how do we get this into a usable format for texting? Two options. You can do a link. So you come up here to your share and you can grab this link. And this is the easiest and fastest way to do it. So I could come over to command, click on my number, send text with Twilio, and paste in that link. And great, we're good to go. It's going to verify the costs and send it. And as you're going to see, this is what that looks like. They're just getting a link. And you and I, especially in this industry, know if we just get a random link sent to us, probably not going to click on it. I mean, I'm not. Maybe you will, maybe your clients will, but I tell my clients not to click on links. So we've kind of hit this weird situation where it's like, hey, we've sent a link, we've told you not to click on them, but we want you to click on this link. No, they're not going to click on it. Let's just be honest. There's nothing to justify or to validate who you are or the value you're bringing. So they don't know what value they're going to get for that click. So let's take it to the next level. Let's pull that image down and then actually send the image via MMS, which we can do because the image is going to be under 5 megabytes. So we're back in WeBrand. This is just simply designs. We come in and download. We can take it at a high. You'll see your size right here. This guy's only 182 kilobytes. That's less than 2 megs. For those of you that don't want to math, that's okay. And we're just going to download it. And we're going to get a JPEG. Now, if you get a PDF, it's probably going to be too big. If you get a PNG, you might be. And so what's the difference? So you want to pick the JPEG. If you get the PNG, it might be okay. I suspect if you download a PDF, it's going to be too big. So stick with the JPEG and let's go from there. So what do? Let's jump back over into command and let's refresh real fast so you can see that text message I just sent went out, and you can see I kind of tested everything this morning. So this is the one we just sent at 10:10 a.m. Great. Okay. They're not going to click on it. I'm not going to click on it. You're probably not going to click on it. So let's send the actual file. So here's our scenario again, just so we're all staying on the page. People didn't come to the open house, but they clicked on the ad to come. Let's give them a piece of value and see if we can ignite a conversation that leads to a sale. So click on your number, send text with Twilio, and you can do this as bulk too. I just got to keep this in my phone so I don't mess up anybody else's stuff. But hit your browse for files. We're going to grab that image that we just downloaded. I apologize you couldn't see that, but it just opened the file. And then a quick message. So let's talk about it. Say, sorry we missed you at the open house. Here's the info. We would love to set up a private showing. Awesome. We don't need to get too crazy with this. This is something simple. We just want to see if we can ignite a conversation. Check for spelling errors. Now let's talk about cost, because someone somewhere is looking and saying, hey, don't MMSs, which is what a media message is, doesn't that cost more Twilio credits? And yes, it does. So if I hit my calculate costs you're going to see that it costs 3 credits per MMS. So if I sent this out to the 20 people, it's going to cost me 60 credits. It's not a ton of money, but it's more than just a simple text message. But it's enough to validate who you are and make you legitimate and get someone to be more interested in that information. So we can send that off, and it's going to fire through, and it's going to look like this. It's just going to be a text message, but that image file is going through with the text. And so we've just sent a straight image, no link, nothing to click, nothing weird, and you've given the information directly to them. And I think this is going to be our number one win, is simply giving them an image that has the flyer, maybe it's an ad, maybe it's something else you did in designs, and gets the conversation started. So how else can we use this? Well, we talked about farming last week with postcards. Great opportunities, very easy because you don't have to know them. But maybe we need to farm inside of our database. Maybe we have a neighborhood that we really want to hit. Do it the same way. You could filter your tags, which we talk about tags. We love our data segmentation. Filter those tags to that neighborhood and simply select all and bulk text. You can bulk text and send a flyer. You can send a URL. If these people in your database, they're more likely to click a link than just a random ad. But bulk text, send them that flyer. So let's say Holiday Hills here in Midland. I want to get some more listings in that area where I can filter down by the people that are tagged as Holiday Hills and simply send the flyer and say, hey, we are looking for inventory in your area. If you have ever thought about selling your property, now is a time for us to have a conversation. Here's how to reach out to me. So you can take that data you already have and share that. And maybe what I've found a lot is with these text messages, I lead off with, hey, I know you're probably not looking to sell your property, but you might know a neighbor who is, and I would love to have a conversation with them. And what that does is it takes the pain off of them to reach out to you for their needs and say, oh yeah, well, Bob mentioned that he wanted to move, but actually we've been kind of thinking about, getting our equity out of our house. So this is a great opportunity to utilize that data you already have. Sending a media message, sending the text message through can take all of those contacts, hit them at once, and you can really begin farming that area. So tags are important. We've talked about that in the past. So that's how you do it with an image. Now, I believe video is king. I believe it 100%. How do we get some legitimized video clicks? So we have two options. Within the Keller system, because we're Google partnered, you've got a YouTube channel. Some of you may have never set it up, but you've got one there you can set up. And you've got a Google Drive. So if I shoot a video, as you can see on my big forehead right here, I shot a video, uploaded it to Google Drive, and all I need to do now is get a link. So I click the Get Link button. Got it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to public. I'm going to change right here to anyone with link. If you don't do that, you will get an email every time someone tries to open it, and it will drive you nuts. So anyone with link, will copy this link, and we can come right back to command, bulk text or one-on-one, whatever, and we can put that link into a text message. Now, here's the win on this. By utilizing a link, we're actually only spending 1 credit. So if you're going to go pretty hard, if you've got 5,000 people you need to text, a link might be a better option just for your costs. I would still argue that an MMS would get a better click-through rate. It might even be one of those opportunities where you send an MMS and the link. So you put the link in for the video and send a picture saying, hey, we really just love it. Check out the video. That's a great idea that should be utilized. So we can put this in. It is simply just a drive link. So it'll come through. It'll be a blue link, but not super beautiful. drive.google.com. Would I click on that link? It depends if I know the sender or not. So would you? That's a question we've got to ask. Are we giving enough validity to ourselves to get someone to click on that link and watch that video? So drive.google, It's probably not as well known. In fact, I'd be willing to bet some of you watching right now didn't even know you had a Google Drive. We should talk about that sometime. But let's talk about how we can create a more valid link. And that's YouTube. It's simple. We just simply come into YouTube. We can upload, create our videos, we upload them. This video right now is about to go to YouTube. So it's not hard. You can do it from the YouTube app. You record the video on your phone and then you hit the plus icon and upload. And what I would do is I would always mark that as unlisted. So anyone, let me blow this up so you can read what that says. Give me just a second. What this means is anyone with a link can see the video, but it's not going to be like showing up in searches. So you can create this almost private video that has a nice link to it. Now let's talk about that link. So if I come in here and I get shareable link, let's come back over to our text messages and send text with Twilio. I paste that link in and it's a YouTube link. Now let's be very honest with ourselves. I think we can do that. I think we can be honest with ourselves for a second. If I send you a YouTube link or you get a YouTube link, do you feel comfortable clicking it? I would say most people are. I'll take it even a step further. Those of you that are really into TikTok, do a TikTok, send a TikTok link. Great, awesome. Most people will click on that because it's a legitimized link and it's something they recognize and they're willing to click through it. Would I love to just send the video? Yes, but we're limited by that 5 megabyte limit that MMS puts on us. That's not something we really control. When you send an MMS through your phone, it gets degraded and shrunk down. Our systems, Twilio, just can't quite do that. This is a great option. So pull that YouTube link, send it off. It's not hard at all. It's very simple to upload, and it's going to get clicked. It's going to actually get clicked. Would the Google Drive link work? Probably do okay, but I guarantee if I were to look at the clicks of a Google Drive link versus a YouTube link, YouTube's going to blow it out of the water. So this is a great option to start utilizing video. And we all know that I believe video is king. So how else can we do this? Well, we talked about it. We said, hey, maybe it's a TikTok video. Maybe it's a Twitter video. Maybe it's something else, but something that's hosted and can be sent. Anything that gives value. So let's talk about our scenario. Come back to the open house scenario. We had all these people click and they were interested in the open house and then nobody came. Maybe it was bad weather. Maybe it was a weird weekend. Maybe the rodeo was in town. I don't know. I can't justify why they didn't come, but we had all these people that were interested in this open house that didn't show. So what value can we give them to want to start a conversation, maybe to do that private showing? So there's two other pieces that we utilize regularly in our business, and that's an actual video walkthrough of the property and 3D tours. We use Matterport on almost all of our listings. So if we were to come back into YouTube and I grab, this is that video right here for that, this property that we had the open house on, I can come back in here and simply put, sorry we missed you at the open house. Here's a video. And paste the link. And so now we've got communication, one-on-one communication. We're engaging those people, and we've got a good link to a good video that's going to show them the property. You can do the same thing with a Matterport tour. I don't have my Matterport stuff pulled up, but you could grab that link, just stick it in there, and share it. So utilizing Twilio, we can now take a group of people and communicate with them. Now, there is the next question that I usually get asked is merge tags. You have to do a smart plan to use merge tags, but I do want to show you how to do that real fast. Some people want to create the one-step smart plan, some people don't. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy this exact same text message. And I'm going to go into smart plans. And we're going to create what's called a one-step smart plan. And someone's right now thinking, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this extra work? It's simple. Merge tags make people feel good. They make people feel like you're actually talking to them. And someone also is asking, what the hell is a merge tag? Well, you're about to see. So what we're going to do, this is a one-step smart plan. It's for this address, 121 Connet. We're just going to send a text message. Oop, just one. Don't need two. And we're going to come in, paste that information. We're going to add one more piece. And it's right here, this merge tag. All we're going to do is go contact first name. And simply what that does is when you send this off, it takes that first name from the contact and puts it in. You're personalizing your communication at a mass level. And so this is really nice because it can, if we only had about 15 people click on that ad, but if we'd had like 200, 300, man, I don't want to send a bunch of one-on-one texts. And even if I mass text them, there's no personalization. This is probably the route I would take, is let's get a one-step smart plan and put them on it. So we would just simply save this, save it. It's called 121 Connet. And I'm going to go back to my contact, my test contact, because I do love it. And all we're going to do is put that smart plan on it. It's the one step. So we're going to select it. We're going to hit confirm, confirm. And it's going to go. It'll fire off. It'll merge that field in. And we're done. So let's go to our timeline. It'll probably take a couple of minutes to go through. One thing I do want to talk about quickly, and I should have really let off with this. If you do not have permission to contact or text or call, don't do it. Pretty simply, if they're on the DNC, the do not call list, don't call them, don't text them, don't send them a ringless voicemail. You can be sued for that. So, but these people that are in our database, they came in from a Facebook ad. They have given us express permission to contact them. So in doing so, when they fill out that Facebook form, I do believe that we're fully good to contact them. So, but yeah, this is an opportunity. And my name is Consumer 2. That's why it looks really funky there, but it says, sorry, Consumer 2. We missed you at the open house. Here's a video of the property. Great. We've got a personalized text message. We've got a video of the property. It could be a video of me talking about the property. It could be just a walkthrough. It could be a 3D tour, but we've given them value and hopefully we start a conversation. So coming back, the other cool part about this is if it's an iPhone user, it will load that preview of the YouTube video, which is really nice. They obviously have to tap to load the preview. That's a security setting that Apple puts in place. But at the end of the day, it's just a better engagement. And the point is we have to create good value to create good engagement. So yeah, this is what we got. Twilio is really powerful. We're going to be doing some more conversations and maybe some more in-depth. Maybe we'll dive into just YouTube one day and have a quick mastermind around that. But tell me below, what value do you want to send to your clients to try and get them engaged, to try and start those conversations? How can we create better value for you to create better value for your clients? So if there's a tool, if there's something that you would like to see, I personally would love to see us find some way to lift that 5 megabyte limit. We've talked about it with KWRI. Twilio's working on it, trying to find some ways for us to make that work. But for now, you can create the WeBrand stuff under 5 megs. If you use the JPEG, don't use PNG, don't use PDF. We can use YouTube links. Super simple, super fast, and super slick. You can use Google Drive. If you want to just skip the YouTube route, you can upload a video, shoot it on your phone, talking to somebody, upload it, and then use a Google Drive link. There's other options. There's Vimeo. Facebook, technically, you could upload it to Facebook and pull the link from there. there's a lot of really great options, guys, but the Twilio gives you that direct access to touch them directly. And as we are all working through Bold, trying to find our different ways and start conversations, this is a great option for you to move forward. So I hope you found some value today, guys. I don't want to take too much more of your time. If you have questions, put them below. Always feel free to reach out. We're trying to find new ways to bring you new value every week. And if you have any problems, make sure you're reaching out to your MCTTs. Don't stew. Don't get mad. If you spend more than 30 minutes trying to figure something out, you need to be talking to an MCTT so we can get it fixed for you. Okay? Thank you, Keller Williams, and y'all have a great day.